I just literally drove 12 hours, like I was saying, back from Nelson, British Columbia. Watched Ali Schroeder go fifth overall in the WPBL. That was insane to be a part of. Obviously, baseball expanding, women's sports expanding. You've been a part of that for the past
I know.
decade. You're making moves in Winnipeg now, back from
Winnipeg!
T Dot. Oh my God, what's going on
What up,
with
Winnipeg? You can't take the prairie out of the girl. That's
you?
one thing I've learned. That's just it. So yeah.
Yeah, that was a brief stint in Toronto with Gary
Yeah,
Roberts.
so sweet.
No big deal.
Yeah, it was wicked internship. It was crazy because I was after tearing my ACL in my senior year of playing hockey at St. FX in Nova Scotia. I was like, okay, I gotta pivot quick here. What do I want to do? Do I want to get surgery? What do I want to do? I have credits left over. I was planning to play a fifth year, so then I was like, okay, I want to study abroad in Prague. Classic. That's just what everyone does, right? You just no, yeah, for sure. So me and my best friend ended up going to Prague, right? And while I was traveling, I was like doing my fall semester there, and then I had nothing in the spring. So I was like, well, I'm gonna keep traveling, but when I get back to Canada, I want to do like a cool internship somewhere. So I was like looking all over. I was thinking like Exos in the States, or of course I followed Gary Roberts for a long time, and I was like, this place looks sick. And I just wanted to keep expanding my knowledge, right? Like sports science is forever. I feel like the more you learn, you feel like the less you know, and you just you gotta keep going. So then literally the day I landed back in Canada, I found out I got the internship. But prior to that, I was like literally in Indonesia. I was like in Canggu, Bali. I had my first interview. And it was like 1:30 in the morning. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. The hostel security guard was like, shut up. And I'm like, I gotta get this job. This is like internship, right? So yeah, the second I landed back in Canada, I got a call that I got it. And I was like, oh my God. So yeah, it was wicked.
You also participated in Canada's Ultimate Challenge, no big deal. Just during that process, prior to
Yeah, I've decided I guess I'm like just the queen of side quests right now, cuz yeah, exactly that. So I didn't get surgery on my ACL, and I kept coaching at WCHA in Brandon, Manitoba. And while that summer was going on, I got a DM on Instagram, and if anyone has Instagram, they know you get those random ones that are like robots, and you're like, "Okay, what is this?" And I was like, "Hey, is this legit?" And I responded, and I was like, "Oh my God, it is." So then I went and watched season 2 of Canada's Ultimate Challenge, and I was like, "Okay, well, if I apply, I'm getting it. Like I'm gonna get it. Like that's just how my brain works. If I do something, I'm gonna get it. Same with like the internship. I'm gonna get it. So I was like, hey, if I apply, I'm gonna do it. But I was like, okay, this might interfere with my school. Plus, also with a show like that, a reality TV show, and like things like that, you're not like you have to sign an NDA. You can't talk about it. So I had to like figure out a way that one, I could still go to Prague and like finish my undergrad and like be allowed to like show up to Prague late and start school late, and then also like fully side quest because it was an elimination show. So you literally went until you were eliminated. So you never really knew how long you're gonna. I didn't know how long I was gonna be, so I couldn't have a flight booked to Prague. Plus, I also had a High Rocks booked in Italy that I was like prepping for all summer to go. So it was like kind of cool because I was like prepping for a High Rocks. Found out I got on the show. Had to keep it a secret, but I was like ready to go for the show because I was like a weapon in the gym, and I was like, okay, but I got this High Rocks too, and I was like, I've spent so much money on a coach, and like obviously I had to pay for my ticket. I'm paying to go to Milan to do it, but I don't even know if I'm gonna make it because what if I'm on the show too long? So it was just dicey at the time, but I made the High Rocks in time, but it was 3.
yeah. Where were we when we grabbed lunch and you casually just dropped? You're like, yeah, I am going on a TV show. I don't know if I
Yeah,
mentioned to you. We were working out. You're like, I'm mid set, and I was just like, oh yeah, okay, sounds
yeah.
cool. Must be nice.
Yeah, just a little random TV show. Well, that's the thing. It was like, I feel like I found out end of July or maybe middle of August. Middle of August? Early August? I don't even know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
either way, like it was a pretty quick turnaround, and I was like, holy crap, like I'm going, and I can't tell anybody. So my friend,
So, like, talk about a whirlwind 6, 9, 12 months
oh,
of like Europe, TV show, training,
Asia,
world class athletes, like all of the above. Okay,
yeah,
what was like highlight of that? If there was maybe 3 moments that you could
3 moment
break.
highlight. Okay, I think number one, when you tear your ACL, you think your life's over because especially
Mhm.
as a hockey player, you never hear of that. So then I literally just thugged it out, and I think when I purchased my High Rocks ticket and said I'm freaking doing this, that was like a moment I was like, I have a new excitement on life. Number two, that kind of like segued into like number 1 being finishing my high rocks.
Mm.
But I can't put these in order, so I'm not. Number 2 definitely being like meeting every single person on that show. And because you're completely off the grid, like they take away any connection to the outside world, you don't have your phone, you can watch TV, but that's it, and you're stuck in a hotel room by yourself the whole time. Like you weren't allowed to like talk to anybody. They gave us iPod Nanos and you had to send in 150 songs because when you were around the other participants, you weren't allowed to talk. So like meeting those people and actually then eventually getting to know everyone so quickly and so fast because it was like such an intense time that you just had to get to know each other. All you could do was talk to people when you were allowed to. So meeting those people was like definitely highlight number 2. And then, oh God, this is hard. Number 3, when I moved to Prague after I was done the show, my best friend was waiting for me there. She also played hockey with me at St. FX, but she also got injured out due to concussions. So we were both like, this is our new ticket to life. We're going to make the absolute best out of what felt like the worst situation ever. And literally, me and my best friend got jobs at a restaurant there called Fat Cat Burgers and Craft Beers. And that job, we slaved like 12-hour days, like 4 or 5 shifts a week. I swear to God. I don't know how we did this. And as our gift to ourselves, we're like, we're going to Asia after. So we were like, we're going to book our one-way ticket to Bangkok together on Christmas. That was moment number 3 where we were like, we freaking just did that. Like we budgeted everything. We worked literally insane for cash. I don't know if I can say this. We worked for cash. It was legal. On our visa, it was legal, but it was just weird, I guess. And when we were together on Christmas, because the first time away from home, we booked our ticket to Asia. That was highlight number 3 of all these. And then getting my internship back there is pretty sick.
Yeah. No big deal. It's sick. No, I mean, like, I was, like, we had that lunch in Manitoba. I got a lift in. And then I just feel like your trajectory from that moment on was, like parabolic. I was like, okay, nice.
Energy, real.
And here we are. Ethan's like, yo, you got to start the 2-minute drill with MCKIYA. And I'm like, okay, we got some things to cook on here. But, I mean, you got to maybe touch on the training piece, what you learned there at Gary Roberts, Canada's Ultimate Challenge, like how you were able to also showcase, display your athletic abilities on that. Like, must have been a pretty cool opportunity.
Oh my God. It was like literally to watch it. Yeah. It's like every single thing you imagined as a kid, like you wish that the world was an obstacle course, they just let us do that. Like it's like how the heck, like you don't know how strong and how capable you are until you're put in the most random freaking situations. You're like, when on earth would I ever be climbing a bridge in Saskatoon? Or when would I ever be like getting hoisted up 40 feet above the ocean in Tofino to assemble a flag in the air? Or like I'm paired with 4 people and we have to run like 10K. Like what? And like it was just like everything that I was just like so excited to try everything because I'm like, when on earth will I ever be able to do anything like this? This is insane. Like that's just period. So it was like to be able to do everything and then also do it with 1 ACL and just like absolutely just crush it. Like it was sweet. Like it was so hard mentally. Like most of the times were so mental because you were just like you showed up to set, you didn't know what you were doing or how long it would take or anything. It was just like surprise, here you go, and you just had to adapt. So I think that was cool. So being like just like an absolute weapon collectively from training for high rocks and then also like being a good swimmer because I had to swim too. I was like, yeah, and that's like my whole philosophy on training. Like you be the best athlete. Like can you get harder to kill? Like that's how I like thinking with my athletes. It's like let's get you harder to kill. So if anything comes your way, whether that be you freaking climbing something, falling, dropping, any whatever, you're gonna be better off, you know.
So. Yeah, you got to be built to adapt to any situation as an athlete.
Exactly. Got to be a weapon.
My little chickens got to be prepared
for
anything.
My little chickens got to be absolute weapons.
Yeah, I saw your little TikTok go off there where your little Manitoba, Winnipeg one is just, hey, the local folks, hey, want to become absolutely electric when it comes to being in the gym.
Was hit. Absolutely, that was the goal. And then it's funny because I think like we get numb as like creators or like whatever you want to call us or just like people that post stuff a lot. You get numb to like views and like, okay, what is 50K of people? And then you think of a stadium that's like 50K of people. Like, 50K of people saw that. Like, isn't that, it's hard to like comprehend.
Yeah.
Numbers, but it's like that actually reached that many people, which is insane.
Well, and then it's like, oh, it makes sense why when you're out and about, people are like, oh, wait, you're my guy. Wait, I saw you on TikTok. Wait, and you're the trainer?
You watch my show? I know. I was at Earl's Main, and our waitress, she's like, I saw you working out at the gym. Like, yo, come on by.
But honestly, that's part of it, and that's such a cool thing to be able to be known for as someone who is bettering people's bodies and bettering people's lives, right? Like at the end of the day, I feel like trainers, athletics, that's ultimately one of the benefits is that you can impact people's lives positively just through movement and exercise.
It's it's the best job in the world. I literally am like, even like I had a 5:30 this morning. I'm like, I'm so pumped because I have all these people showing up for themselves. And I'm like, they're saying thank you after. I'm like, I just literally killed you. Like, you're welcome. It's so twisted. Like, it's cool and it's weird. Coolest thing ever. Oh, how awesome. Celebration.
Hey, and then you also get to crush some good couple supplements from Perfect Sports. I know you couldn't get that when you were over in Europe, but
I was like trying to send them out.
Yeah, there you go. Yo, you got the mini creatine, the old travel container.
Yes, travel pack. Did you take your creatine today?
I'm up to 10 G's of cre per day. I preach the benefits of it. People are still skeptical, but they're coming around to it.
Stop it. Take it right now if you're training, please.
Everyone should, though. Honestly, once you're over the age of 15, 15, 16, like once you're...
It's only going to make you more strong, more powerful, recover better. All the things. We can go into it, but we won't. Take your creatine.
I think I may have brought it up, but like women are always worried about becoming too bulky and muscular in the gym, and I feel like you're a perfect person to dismiss that myth.
Okay. I'll keep it short and sweet. I'm not going to pick up a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pound dumbbell once, and you're going to turn it to the Hulk, okay? If it was that easy, everyone would do it, okay? I think that weight training and the confidence and just all the benefits of exercise, and especially weight training when it comes to women and aging women, and like now me no longer playing university sport. Yes, training was usually implemented in like the sports you do, but if you're not an athlete, it's like it's even more beneficial in so many different ways. Like to move your body and to move it freely, it's such a celebration. I think you're not going to get bulky immediately. You can train and you can feel confident, do all these things. If you want to put on muscle mass and size, if you're working with a coach, you can do that, of course, but not immediately. You're going to blow up like an little balloon. Once again, maybe if you're taking enough creatine from Perfect Sports, that might happen. But no, I think weight training is absolutely 100% beneficial and needed in the female population. And I can't say that enough. You can't just do Pilates, okay? Like there are the Pilates girls out there, but if we're talking about like bone density and longevity and like literally being capable and like protecting yourself, you got to weight train or resistance train. You can do both, but you can't just do one modality, I think, for longevity and for true health. And that's why I'm here. That's why I'm like, okay, go to the gym.
Preach. Yo, retweet.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let everyone hear that, let that soak in, marinate. It's so true. Even just for those who think that it's going to be hard to do. Yeah, it's going to be hard to do. But you do it once a week and you'll experience insane benefits. You move that up to twice a week, you're going to be freaking absolutely killer out there. It's crazy though. And it's a lot of people, like I was having this conversation with my buddy Luca Beltri. We were playing beer league hockey. And afterwards we're walking back to the car. We were talking about the fact that after training for 5-10 years, you don't necessarily see the same gains that you would after your newbie gains in your first year, for instance. But we were both mentioning the fact that we work out now more so for the mental benefits that come from it than it is the physical.
Yeah.
Sure, looking good feels great, and you actually have more confidence outgoing. You can interact with people in a better fashion, but more than anything is like, I actually feel so much better if I get a workout in, and if I'm able to actually move my body properly, my mind's gonna actually work better. Better conversations and better sleep at night, and the list goes on. Should we get into the 2-minute drill?
Can we get into the 2-minute trial?
The 2-minute warning. The 2-minute warning is what Ethan's called it Folks listening, this is going to be the first ever 2-minute warning. Welcome to the 2-minute warning, where we break down the hottest topics in sports culture, the drama, the wins, and the moments everyone's talking about. We've got 2 minutes for each of today's 6 topics, and if we need it, we can hit the overtime button for 1 extra minute on the biggest story. That's MCKIYA.
Hi.
I'm Dave.
Let's go.
Let's get into it. Episode 1, first questions. Mick, is Jake Paul a legitimate boxer at this point?
Okay, I have a few words on this. Okay, let's back it up just quickly. I'm going to talk really fast. Jake Paul knows him as Vine, if you were on Vine, or you know him as the YouTuber. And that's the hard thing because he's been known as the comedic Vine guy or the YouTuber for much longer than he's been known as a boxer or a fighter. And I think that's where it's like, okay, well, is he legit then? Because everyone doesn't take him as serious. But if you were to take everything away, like let's say he didn't have YouTube or he didn't have Vine or whatever, which has actually been a huge benefit to his now boxing career, like I feel people would look at him differently and be like, oh, like this guy is actually putting in the work. He's legit. He has like how many wins right now? I think he's only lost 1, I think, in his like actual professional boxing career. So it's like, okay, if you're to actually look at that side of it, 100% I do think he's legit. And I think like the fights he's had, like you can't fake that. And the work you put in, you can't fake that. But I think he's being discredited because of his like comedic humor, like childish, like, you know, personality that he used to have. But if you look at him now, he's a weapon. Like 12-1.
He's an athletic animal, I could go as far as saying. I am going to go on the other side here. I don't think he's a legit boxer. I will add a caveat. He is a good boxer. He can box, for sure. Do I think he's a legitimate professional boxer that could take on a Canelo Alvarez or take on the world's best in a proper boxing match that isn't set up by his organization? No, I do not, MCKIYA. And that's why I'm saying no, he's not a legitimate boxer. He's taking on previous MMA, individuals who are not necessarily at their prime, taking on older guys. I'm at the 45-second mark. I'm confident I'm locking this in. I don't think Jake Paul's a legitimate boxer, but maybe I'll get some flack. Maybe I'll have to go boxing myself 5 years from now.
I would like to see that happen.
We're about the same height. I'll have to add a couple LBs, but he trained it up in 4 or 5 years. I could probably do it.
Do it. I think if you start right now and this podcast's still rolling, we will do ringside for the boxing match between Dave and Jake Paul.
That'll be a crazy clip when this happens.
Yeah,
that'll be
more tattoos. Sorry, preferably the.
I'm gonna need more tattoos
on your face.
Oh, what do you think about tattoos? Sidebar.
Love.
Oh, does the new man have tattoos? We can.
How'd you know? Yes, my new man has tats, and my grandma doesn't like the tattoos, but I told him as long as he covers them up, he'll be okay.
Okay. Mama Missouri approves. So we'll see. Okay, second question, Mick. Here we go. Okay. Is women's sports really growing, or is the media forcing the narrative?
100% it's growing. 100% it's growing. No, you can't deny it. You literally cannot deny it. I do think, like, of course, the only thing I think may make people think otherwise, that the media is dictating women's sports opposed to the opposite way, is the media is trying to catch up. Like, the media is like, holy shit, we've never seen anything like this before. So I think in a way, like women's sports is being thrown at you all the time. Like, and that's amazing. That's what we want. But I think people aren't used to that. So that's where people are like, okay, is the media overkill or is it oversaturated? No, like they're literally trying to keep up. And I think that's, I don't want to call it a trend because it's not a trend. But I think because it's so relevant, so many different brands and so many different organizations are like pushing it, and they need to stay relevant, and that's the business side of it. But I think like as women's sports is growing, that organically happens too. It's like you don't think twice when you see a male sports ad, but it's like, oh, another women's sports ad, and then people are like, oh shit, it really is growing. I think completely, I don't know what the actual specific wording on the question was, but I think women's sports is growing. Media is trying to keep up, not the other way around. I don't think media is what is making women's sports grow. Women's sports are growing. You like bar none, 100%.
Yeah, can confirm this message. I see it firsthand with Cook Stark Management. I literally just drove 12 hours to be a part of the Women's Pro Baseball League draft, where 120 women were drafted to the new pro baseball league that's happening here in North America. 4 teams: Boston, LA, San Fran, New York. And that alone is proof. The WNBA, obviously, there's tons of talk going on there. The Women's Hockey League, PWHL, is expanding. We just added 2 new franchises, Vancouver and Seattle. Games going on tonight, first games, actually. I'll be there a bunch throughout the season. Yeah, can confirm this message. Women's sports is growing. Business side, I see it. It's been fun to see. But brands still got to continue to invest as well. We just sidebar, like, media is trying to catch up. Brands should be as well. I'm working on it. We're trying to do that. The ones that are going to benefit tremendously. That's all I can say. Boom. Okay, next question. We're doing well for time, theoretically. I think we're doing all right. 2 minutes, pretty good. Third one. Is LeBron the GOAT? Or has it always been Michael Jordan? Mick.
Okay. I'm a stats girl. At the end of the day, I'm a stats girl. Okay? This is how we're doing this quickly. I need you to answer LeBron or Jordan for the most career games. Go.
LeBron.
Ding, ding. Most minutes played per game.
LeBron.
Jordan. Points per game.
Michael.
Yes, sir. Ding, ding. Rebounds.
LeBron.
Uh-huh. Assists.
LeBron.
Mm-hmm. 3-point percentage.
Michael.
Mm-mm. Right. Free throw percentage.
Michael.
Yes, sir. Okay, so then that is kind of like, it's so hard because you look at 2 different players, obviously, and I'm like, okay, if we were to go career statistics, like 100% LeBron's more versatile. He's played more games. He's had 10 final appearances, and like Michael's had 6, I think. So it's like, how do you, and then within that, I was like, okay, what about in those crunch like points per games in the final? And then you're looking, well, Jordan's showing up every single time. He's got like 34 points average, and then LeBron has like 29. So there's so many things. I think I'm going LeBron. I think I'm going like versatile. I don't know. I like that. It's hard. But
it's so tough. This one's never going to be ever able to be settled because they played in 2 different eras.
I like some, but then I go and watch Jordan's documentary, and I'm right there with him.
People value different things too, right? Like LeBron is arguably a better, like you said, all-around basketball player. He can do more. He can play all 5 positions. Jordan, arguably the best shooting guard ever, and he's never going to be touched. And like, when you get to that clutch game, do you want anyone else playing other than MJ? I think I got to go MJ. If you're going LeBron, I'm going MJ. I got to lock it in. Like, he's the GOAT. He's always been the GOAT. LeBron is the long-term legend. I don't know.
The long-term legend versus the GOAT? Like, what's the...
We should let people drop some comments down below.
I'm curious.
Right now, we're at a stalemate on this one. I think it's probably a coin flip in most situations. I feel like I've been told, and I've seen enough content now, that I could probably be swayed either way. I just got to be sold.
Yeah, just whoever's talking, I'll agree, to be honest. Like, oh, yeah, you're totally right.
Okay, we started with basketball. We're going to hockey now. Will the Toronto Maple Leafs ever win a Stanley Cup in our lifetime?
The curse of Toronto sports.
You just witnessed it firsthand.
Oh my God. Being in the saddest bar in Toronto during Game 7, I've never felt anything like that in my life. That is, I think, but also on the other side of it, Blue Jays, hell of a run. You can't, what in the flying frick? Was, that was unbelievable for the sports world. Heart-wrenching. You savage, what up? What the hell? But back to the Maple Leafs. Poor Biz Nasty. I don't know. That man's gonna die. Die waiting for the Stanley Cup with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I don't know if they're ever gonna pull it off. And I think part of it is because the whole notion and the heavy freaking cloud hanging over the Toronto Maple Leafs that all they do is choke. The last game, right before I left Toronto, they're up. Sick game. 4-4. I actually loved it. It was buzzing against Carolina. Shout out Seth Jarvis, Manitoba athlete. But holy shit. They can't win again. And when they do, I feel like it's such a fluke. Don't even start on the playoffs.
I'm going to go with and it pains me to say this, but I think they are going to win a Stanley Cup within our lifetime, because this is how Ethan positioned the questions.
Within our lifetime? Oh.
He did say, will the Toronto Maple Leafs win a cup in our lifetime? And you know what? We're both young individuals here. I got to think, at least with the way we're treating our bodies, we're living to at least 100. That gives them another 70 years, 75 plus, depending on where we're at here. Like, that's lots of time. So I'm betting on the fact that the Leafs at some point are going to stop squeezing their sticks too hard, and they're going to finish and actually win a Stanley Cup at some point. They're going to put together some type of team. There'll be so many wagers that Vegas will have to let them win at some point.
It has to be. You know what? Now that I'm reading the question back, in our lifetime, God.
She's pulling it overtime.
Damn it! God willing, OT for Toronto. God willing, we live another 70 years. There will be a cup in Toronto. I do believe that. It's just right now in this moment, it's painful. It's painful.
Painful. It's a wound that'll never fully heal. Next question: Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark? Who's doing more for women?
Ooh, okay. First off, I haven't been a huge basketball girl, and I didn't know anything about basketball until the Caitlin Clark effect. I'm like, who is this? Right? And I think for me, personally, that was my first, oh my God. Women's sports, Iowa versus LSU. Are you kidding me? That game and, their viewership. And, I feel like that was, truly, the catalyst to everything women's sports. I was like, what are who's this? And what are you hitting threes with her eyes closed? But I think the question, who's doing more for women's sports? First off, the rivalry. That's its own thing. But, I think if you're talking about, I think they're both doing, I want to say equal. Can I say equal? Is that loud? Because I feel like they're both doing what they are setting out to do, and that's 1, promoting sports, 2, being badasses in their sport, and 3, giving back to the sport. I think, I feel like Reese, how old is she now? She's young, but I think she literally just put her money back into professional sports. She bought a sports team. I think she bought a soccer team, right? Yeah. Soccer team. And, that's not even within the realm of basketball. She's doing so much for basketball, but you're talking about putting money back into female sports, and not even just basketball, but soccer. That's really wicked. And then, of course, Caitlin Clark has a foundation, which is its own thing.
Hey, whoa. Are you going to commit? Are you going to stand on both sides of the fence here, or what?
Right in the... You?
You're going to recommend them? I got to go with Caitlin Clark. You said it right at the beginning, and you almost sold me on Angel Reese based on, her investments, but you said it right at the start, and this is what you said. You said, oh, who's that girl that can hit threes with her eyes closed? Oh, that's right. It's Caitlin Clark. Everyone knows who Caitlin Clark is. They talk about her. People either hate her, they love her. If you're Angel Reese, you hate her. But most other people appreciate her and what she does for basketball. What's that?
Maybe they're actually best friends secretly.
Maybe. Honestly, that would be a serious Hollywood plot, hey?
That'd be crazy.
Little TSN turmoil for the fans.
Yeah, well...
Okay, lock it in. I'm going Caitlin. I see your point, though. I obviously, they're doing both. That's good stuff. Final question. Rugby or football? Who's really the better athlete? Who's tougher?
Rugby all day. All day. Are you serious? Are you? Your ear is ripped off and you're still ripping it. What do you mean? No, you're conked 80% of the time. Rugby, weapons. Die on the hill type of brother and womanhood there. I can't even comprehend it, to be honest. If I could go back in time and pick a sport, I'd pick rugby. But
to play it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh, all day. Yeah.
I don't know whether I would say that because maybe I'm a little soft.
Clearly.
Rugby all day. Those guys and gals who play that sport are absolute animals. Hey, frankly, just from the simple standpoint that when you're playing football, you have pads on. Mm-hmm. Rugby, you got nothing. It is just bone on bone, skull on skull contact. It's crazy. I can't get over it.
No.
Yeah, you watch some rugby highlights. Those are some tough human beings.
Actually insane. Those slow-mos. You know what I'm talking about.
We're gonna get some serious flack from football players.
I don't care. Sure. Sorry. But I'm football's absolutely insane as well. I can't imagine that either. You're beat to shit after each game, but I can't even imagine how a rugby player feels. How do you literally go back out there, time and time again? Psychopaths.
I mean, you say that. The only thing that, you and I both have played the sport of hockey, and it's like those guys look at the impacts that we face on a hockey surface, and it's like, wow, you're getting hit at 20 kilometers an hour versus whatever speed they're running at. It's different, So there's levels to the game, whether you're wearing pads or not. I think all athletes are doing amazing things out there. We are here supporting them, training them, advocating for them. Hey, this was fun. This was a good little start to the 2-minute warning. You got any things you wanna throw out there as like little last minute OT, notes from the ref, commish? Are we calling you commissioner? Commish Mick?
Like and subscribe.
Oh.
2 types of people in this world. Subscribers, not non-subscribers. Don't be the second one. We'll see you next time.
I love it. Hey, folks, this has been like the 272nd episode, 273rd, 72nd, 73rd episode of the Athletes Podcast. Second time, not the last time for Mick to be on the fantastic feature. Hey, thank you for your time. Sincerely,
thank you so much for having me.
We're gonna keep doing this on a weekly basis. If you folks haven't seen the 2-minute warning, this is the first episode of many more to come. If you got questions, if you guys got topics, you gotta let us know down below what you want to talk about. If you want some supplements,
creatine?
You want some creatine? If you want some protein, let us know. Maybe we'll hook you up with some. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next week.
Ciao.
Bye.